installing a soft top by Soft Topper, and I was been looking forward to doing this for a while, so I figured I'd show you guys my installation process. Should be a pretty straightforward install. There's no fabrication or drilling needed, which is one of the nice features about this system. So let's get started. What I did first was I went ahead and unpacked everything. You can see here I have the overhangs, I have the canvas here, and I have the clamps. Everything is unwrapped, so it's easy to access. Everything is pretty self-explanatory. The first thing they want you to do is to attach the driver's side. It says right here, everything is nice and labeled. To the rear of the rail, it simply has a push pin you push down and slide it in place, just like this. And then after you do that, you remove the weather stripping. And then you want to do that for the other side as well. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and do that to the other side. The nice thing about this system is it's very lightweight. You know, all this is made out of aluminum, so you know it doesn't weigh anything, and the build quality is very sturdy. Everything seems to be built really solid feature. Now after you've done the next step, basically you also want to remove the weather stripping. That way when you're installing it, you know, things aren't going to slide around. It'll kind of sit on top of your truck bed. So after you've done that to both sides, you want to go back to the driver's side and grab these plastic black retainers, and then grab the provided 12 by 3/4 hardware and tighten those down all the way. I'll go ahead and do the same exact thing on the other side.
I wouldn't be too worried about getting this exactly centered, because since there's rails here, you can adjust it later on. There we go.
So after you've done that, you can move the rails onto the truck, and we'll start with the driver's side. When you set this down, you basically want this to be aligned here and about 1/2 inch away from the inside. So that looks about good to me right there. And we'll make sure that the rear end is following relatively the same pattern. This, and then we'll go ahead and do it to the other side. Now the next step you want to do is install these C-clamps, and basically what it does is it clamps the rail as such, and then you have your bottom portion that screws on below and clamps it from the underside, causing it to be very stable. Now Soft Topper recommends you do 10 to 13 inches away from each end, so we're probably just going to eyeball it. Now we're going to go ahead and do the other side. Luckily, if you have a Frontier, right at about the 12-inch mark, there's a divot underneath the bed rail. So what you're going to go ahead and do is find it with your finger and then roughly gauge it, and it's going to be near the first or second button right here. Just give it back a little bit. Right here. And then you go ahead and give it a quick smack, and it'll be seated properly. And then you can seat this in there. And just hand tighten for now to keep it from moving. And then you want to do the other ends right about there. After that step, basically you want to grab the extended fans and you want to color match whatever side is corresponding to the bar. So for example, this one's green and this side's green. Basically, this will help you do your install. Some people like to stand it up. That's what Soft Topper recommends. Lean this part on a table and that part on the ground so it's elevated. But this part works pretty well. And then you grab your other side and then you simply just match it. Now after you're done with that step, you want to make sure that your truck bed is empty. So we're going to remove all these tools out of here. And then you want to basically rotate these safety pins off because we're about to attach the soft topper on. Put that there. And then set that down. And then you want to grab your frame and set it down. One thing you're going to want to take note is that the front of the folding mechanism does not have this unit right here, which holds another pipe. So basically, that right there wants to go downwards. You want to get in your truck, and you want to set this onto there. Get the other one on. Once you have that set,
unfortunately, I had some issues with my GoPro and I wasn't able to film the actual mounting of the canvas top, but it's super simple. All you do is you put the canvas top on the back of the pickup truck on the tailgate, and you want to mount it backwards on the first set of buttons, and then you want to attach the back side of the buttons, and that way when you fold it, it basically pulls itself straight over, and then you attach the buttons, and you want to make sure you do the outside pins first on the rails, and then you proceed to do the inside ones, and then your soft topper will be basically set up after that. Make sure when you are mounting it that you have the back side facing you, which is basically the side with the zippers. That's going to be your tailgate end, and the side without the zippers is going to be the other side that's going to face the cab.
Alright guys, so we finished installing the soft topper and this is what it looks like. Overall, I'm very excited in how this looks, and the install went fairly, problematic free, but I did have to alter some of the holes that weren't lining up, but that was a pretty easy fix. But I can definitely say that this material is very nice. I'm definitely enjoying the way it looks. I just have to figure out what I'm gonna do with this guy right here. If I'm gonna tuck it back, I'm trying to decide if I want to lay it flat like this, which would look something like this, or if I want to pull it directly over and have it sort of doing this thing. Most likely going to go with the flat surface like this. To show you guys what it looks like inside, it has these nice zippers here, Velcro. If you're doing this on a Frontier, I will recommend that you do align some of the holes over there. Do it on the second one because the canvas will be too tight and you will not be able to pull it down. But this is really nice on the inside. It stays fairly cool from what I can tell so far, and definitely excited to see how it does over a long period of time. Another thing I do have an issue with is, since I have this tire carrier back here, I'm not really sure where I'm going to hang this. This will kind of just sit here for now. Luckily it's not any wet weather or anything, so it's not too big of a deal. I might relocate this in the future to put on the side depending on how the truck looks in the future and the suspension setup. But overall, this is a really good look. And if we give you guys one more look at the outside, Something like that. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. Next week we're going to be painting these fenders. I'm going to try to color match it with the rest of the truck. I'm going to be using Duplicolor Perfect Match along with their clear coat. We'll do a little wet sand and polishing action. But overall, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and there should be more to come. Thanks, guys.